You think you know women, you know nothing. And this male habit that terrifies women the most is destroying your relationships right now. Stop what you're doing right now. This is the moment your love life changes. Or you continue to be another emotional hostage disguised as an attentive boyfriend. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the one male habit that literally terrifies women, not because it hurts them, but because it challenges them on such a deep level that they themselves can't explain what they feel when they encounter a man who masters this lost art. Have you ever noticed how some men seem to have an inexplicable magnetism? Women who claim to hate distant types end up obsessed with them. Independent women who swear they don't need anyone are suddenly texting them at 3 in the morning. What do these guys have that you don't? I'm going to tell you now, and once you understand this, you'll never be the same. Common sense taught you that being the nice guy, always available, always understanding, always saying yes, is the way to a woman's heart. A lie, complete fraud, deceptive propaganda that has turned generations of men into emotional doormats who wonder why they always end up in the friend zone or getting cheated on. The real mechanics of female attraction work exactly the opposite of what you've been taught. Here's the raw truth. Women are biologically programmed to test male limits. It's an evolutionary survival mechanism. And the habit that terrifies them the most, that challenges them the most, that magnetizes them most irresistibly, is when a man maintains his unwavering purpose and clear personal boundaries. Without reactivity, without desperate seeking of validation, without negotiating his life's mission for crumbs of affection. Think of a retaining wall. Solid. Unwavering. It doesn't attack. It doesn't aggress. It simply exists with such a definitive presence that it defines where chaos ends and order begins. That's what you need to be. A psychological retaining wall. And when you master this, you'll understand why women are simultaneously terrified and fascinated. I will now name the 7 tactics of the retaining wall that transform an ordinary man into an irresistible psychological fortress. Pay attention because each of these tactics has the power to completely reverse the dynamics of your relationships. First, the non-negotiable core. Your life's mission is sacred, inviolable. It's not for sale for sex. It's not for sale for affection. It's not for sale for domestic peace. Last week, a client of mine, a 32-year-old software engineer, had a crucial presentation on Friday. His girlfriend called Thursday night, wanting him to go with her to a last-minute family dinner. The old him would have dropped everything, gone to dinner, lost precious hours of preparation. The new him calmly said, "I have an unmissable commitment to my future. I'll see you Saturday." You know what happened? She was shocked for 5 seconds, then said she admired his dedication. Instant respect. Second, strategic silence. When she tests you, when she provokes, when she questions your decisions with that challenging tone you know well, you don't need to justify anything. A calm look, a calculated pause, and if necessary, 5 words. This is how it's going to be. End of discussion. No elaborate explanations, no defensiveness, no pathetic speech trying to convince her you're right. You don't need her approval to exist. Third, the tactical retreat. You are not obligated to participate in every emotional circus you're invited to. Circular arguments that lead nowhere? You get up and leave. Childish provocations disguised as jokes? You withdraw your attention. All that drama because you didn't reply to a message in 15 minutes? You turn off your phone. A guy I know, a university professor, was in an endless argument with his partner about something irrelevant. 2 hours of back and forth. He simply said, "This isn't being productive. Let's talk when we're calmer," and went to the gym. She was furious for 10 minutes, then texted him an apology. Fourth, the constructive no. This 2-letter word is your most powerful weapon. No to the favor that will delay your project. No to going out when you need to rest. No to changing your plans because she had a last-minute idea. And here's the secret. No guilt. Without that begging puppy dog look, asking for forgiveness for having boundaries. You say no as if you're saying good morning, naturally, without drama, without weight. It's just a word that defines where you end and the world begins. Fifth, affection calibration. You are not an attention faucet open 24 hours a day. Your affection has value because it's scarce, not because it's abundant. A 38-year-old entrepreneur who came to me was responding to his wife's messages in seconds. Always available, always ready. Result? Zero desire, zero admiration. She saw him as a personal assistant with conjugal benefits. He started to ration. Sometimes it takes an hour to respond. Sometimes he's too busy for an impromptu date. Suddenly, she started planning special dates, dressing up more, valuing him. Sixth, behavior mirroring. If she cancels last minute, you don't beg to reschedule. If she treats you with carelessness, you don't compensate with more attention. You reflect the level of investment you receive. Without drama, without speeches, just through your actions. This isn't childish revenge. It's basic emotional economics. You invest where there's a return. Seventh, tunnel vision. Your purpose is your true north. Gym, business, studies, personal projects, all of this continues to exist independently of the relationship. A young 27-year-old professor told me his new girlfriend wanted him to spend all his free time with her. He abandoned the gym, stopped reading, neglected his friends. You know what happened? She lost interest in 3 months. Why? Because the interesting guy she met turned into a boring satellite orbiting around her. Now, I'm going to tell you about the 6 fatal mistakes that 90% of men make, and that destroy any chance of creating this psychological fortress. Mistake number 1, excessively justifying every decision. You are not a defendant in the court of the relationship. When you over-explain, you are subconsciously communicating insecurity. You are begging for approval. You are saying between the lines that your decisions are only valid if she agrees. Stop. Immediately. Mistake number 2, giving in to tests. And look, she will test you. It's female nature. She will question your decisions. She will create drama to see if you maintain your frame. She will push your limits to see where you break. Every time you give in, you lose a piece of your masculine soul, and she loses a little more respect for you. Mistake number 3, reacting emotionally, yelling, getting defensive, dropping to her emotional level during an argument. You just showed that you have no control over yourself. How is she going to trust you to lead anything if you can't even lead your own emotions? Mistake number 4, constantly seeking validation. Is everything okay? Do you love me? Are we good? Why are you quiet? Each of these questions is a shot in your own foot. You are literally begging her to tell you that you have value. Pathetic isn't strong enough to describe it. Mistake number 5, pursuing after a no. She said she doesn't want to go out? End of discussion. You don't try to convince. You don't negotiate. You don't beg. Accept it and move on with your life. Scarcity creates value. Abundance creates contempt. Mistake number 6, prioritizing the woman above all else. Your friends disappeared. Your hobbies died. Your life's mission turned to dust. You became a romantic zombie who only exists for her. And you know the cruel irony? She will leave you for a guy who has his own life. I want you to visualize 3 men now. 3 real cases that illustrate the devastating cost of not mastering the retaining wall. Carlos, a software engineer, 32 years old. Every single day, he would cancel the gym when his girlfriend called. "I'm staying home today, honey. Come over." And off Carlos would go, like a trained puppy. 6 months later, he was 15 pounds heavier, feeling like trash, and she started going out with her friends every Friday while he stayed home watching Netflix. When he finally had the courage to question her, she said he had become complacent. The woman who destroyed his routine accused him of being complacent. Do you understand the trap? Roberto, an entrepreneur, 38 years old, he lived apologizing to his wife. Sorry for working late. Sorry for having a meeting on Saturday. Sorry for existing. Basically, he created a dynamic where he was the eternal culprit, and she, the eternal victim. The result? She started treating him like an incompetent employee, not a husband. Sex? Once a month if he begged a lot. Respect? 0. Admiration? Negative. Pedro, a university professor, 27 years old. He met a beautiful woman. Was mesmerized. WhatsApp? He replied in 2 seconds. Her invitation? He dropped everything. His own plans? What plans? His life became her agenda. 3 weeks later, she started taking hours to reply. A month later, she was canceling dates. 2 months later, she sent the classic message, "I need some time to think." Translation: you bored me to death with so much availability. Are you recognizing these patterns? Are you seeing your own story in these examples? Good. It means you still have salvation. Now, I'm going to give you the action protocol to build your retaining wall in 5 practical steps that you start applying today. Step 1. Define your boundaries. Grab a piece of paper now, not later now, and write down 3 things in your life that are absolutely non-negotiable. Your gym time, your work hours on your project, your moment of solitude. Define them. Without internal clarity, you become modeling clay in the hands of any minimally persuasive woman. Step 2. Communicate with absolute calm. When you express these boundaries, and you will express them, do it as if stating that the sky is blue. Without anger, without justification, without that tone of someone asking for permission. It is a factual declaration of how your reality works. Period. Step 3. Maintain steel consistency. This is where 90% fail. You set the boundary, you communicated it, and then comes the test. And she will test, you can be sure. Crying, emotional blackmail, seduction, anger. She will use her entire arsenal. You hold your ground, without exceptions. Your word must be worth more than gold. Step 4. Prioritize your purpose daily. Every single day, you dedicate time to your purpose. Not when you have spare time, not when she allows it, not when it's convenient. Every single day. Your purpose is the source of your masculine strength. Without it, you're just another lost guy trying to find himself in a pussy. Step 5. Develop selective indifference. Not every battle needs to be fought. A silly little provocation? Ignore it. An attempt to create drama? You have more important things to do. A childish attention test? You don't even notice. Your attention is a premium resource, not free pamphlet distribution on the street corner. Now, let me destroy the pathetic objections that are arising in your mind at this very moment. Isn't this selfish? Wrong. Selfishness is sucking others dry to satisfy yourself. What I'm teaching is self-sufficiency. A man with a clear purpose serves everyone around him better, because he operates from abundance, not scarcity. You cannot give what you do not have. I'll lose the woman I love if I act like this. If you lose a woman for having boundaries and purpose, you haven't lost anything. You've gotten rid of an emotional parasite. A woman who doesn't respect your boundaries doesn't love you. She loves what you provide. Brutal difference. I'm afraid of seeming cold or distant. You are confusing strength with coldness. I'm not telling you to become an emotionless robot. I'm telling you to have control over your emotions. A rock in the middle of a river isn't cold. It simply doesn't let itself be carried away by every current. Women like men who do everything for them. Women say they like that. Women fantasize about it. But observe who they sleep with, who they fall madly in love with, who they become obsessed with. It's never the doormat who does everything. Never. This sounds like manipulation. Manipulation is pretending to be something you're not to get something. What I'm teaching is for you to be authentically masculine, authentically focused on your purpose. If that's manipulation, then breathing is too. The clock is ticking. Every day that passes with you living as an emotional satellite, losing your essence, negotiating your values for crumbs of female approval, is one less day on your journey to becoming the man you were born to be. You have 2 choices now. Continue to be this guy who lives for female validation, who abandons his dreams for fear of conflict, who apologizes for existing, who begs for affection, like an addict begs for drugs. Or you can make the decision now, this second, to build your retaining wall. I know part of you is resisting. I know there's a voice in your head saying, this is too radical, that relationships are about compromise, that you need to be flexible. That voice is exactly what keeps you trapped. It's the voice of years of social conditioning that has turned men into emotional puppets. Look around you. How many men do you know who are truly respected by their women? How many have that sparkle in their eyes that says, I am the master of my own destiny? How many can say no without fear of the consequences? Few. Very few. And you can be one of them. The inconvenient truth is that women need this masculine strength. They test limits because they need to know you can maintain them. They challenge because they need to feel that you are unwavering. They provoke because deep down they want the security of knowing you won't crumble at the first emotional gust of wind. When you become the retaining wall, something magical happens. Arguments decrease because she knows drama doesn't work. The tests stop because she already has the answer. Respect increases because you have become respectable. Attraction explodes because you have become a man again, not a big boy with a beard. But here's the warning few will give you. When you start applying this, there will be resistance. She will find it strange. She will question it. She might even threaten to break up. It's the extinction burst, the last gasp of the old pattern trying to survive. Most men give up here. They run back to the comfort zone of subservience. Don't be the majority. By maintaining your frame during this critical phase, you will witness a transformation. The same woman who threatened to break up will start looking at you differently. She will start touching you more. She will start respecting you in a way you didn't even remember was possible. Or she will leave, and that is also a victory, because it made space for a woman who values real masculine strength. There's a concept in behavioral psychology called intermittent reinforcement. It's what keeps addicts at the casino. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, you never know when, so you keep playing. That's exactly what you've been doing with your attention and energy, giving it randomly, without criteria, hoping that this time you'll receive the prize of true love. Stop it. Your time, your attention, your energy, your purpose. All of this has immense value. When you distribute it without criteria, you devalue your own currency. When you protect and direct it wisely, you become rare. And the rare is always more valuable than the abundant. Let me be brutally specific here. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, the first thing you will do is not check if she texted you. It's to work on your purpose. An hour, half an hour, 15 minutes, it doesn't matter. Your purpose comes first, always. When she calls in the middle of your work to talk about something that can wait, you don't answer. When she wants you to change your plans last minute for something non-urgent, you stick to your plans. When she tests your limits with some childish provocation, you don't even register it. You're too busy building your empire to participate in games. And here's the part that will blow your mind. The less you care about her approval, the more approval you will receive. The less you seek validation, the more validated you will be. The less you need her, the more she will need you. It's paradoxical, it's counterintuitive, and it's absolutely real. But there's a crucial detail that separates this from being an asshole. You are not doing this to manipulate or punish. You are doing this because it is the authentic expression of a man with purpose. The difference is in the intention. A manipulator pretends to have boundaries to get something. You have boundaries because it's who you are. Do you know what the biggest tragedy I see every day is? Brilliant, talented men with immense potential, wasting their lives trying to please women who deep down despise them for being so weak. It's like watching a lion behave like a house cat. It's secondhand embarrassment. Your purpose is non-negotiable. Your boundaries are not for sale. Your life's mission is not a bargaining chip for sex or affection. When you internalize this at the deepest level of your being, you will emanate an energy that women cannot ignore. They may even say they don't like it, but observe what they do, not what they say. The final test is simple. If you disappeared tomorrow, would your woman miss you or what you provide? The essential you or the functional you? If the answer scares you, you already know what you need to do. There's no middle ground here. Either you are the retaining wall or you are the modeling clay. Either you define the terms of your existence or someone else defines them for you. Either you live your purpose or you live someone else's purpose. Choose. And before you leave here thinking you've understood everything intellectually, let me wake you up. Understanding is not enough. Knowing is not power. Applying is power, and applying consistently, especially when it's difficult, especially when you're afraid, especially when everything in you wants to return to the old pattern. That is mastery. You will fail. There will be days you will give in. There will be moments when the nice guy will want to return. That's normal. What's not normal is giving up. What's not acceptable is permanently returning to the emotional prison you built for yourself. Every time you maintain a boundary, You rebuild your psychological strength. Every time you choose your purpose over unnecessary drama, you reclaim a piece of your soul. Every time you demonstrate that you can live without her approval, you become freer. The question you need to answer now is not whether this works. I've already shown you that it works. The question is, do you have the courage to apply it? Do you have the willpower to maintain it when it gets difficult? Do you have the vision to see the man you can become if you simply stop negotiating your essence? The man who masters the retaining wall is not perfect. He simply refuses to be less than he is to fit into someone's emotional box. He understands that true love only exists between equals, and you cannot be equal if you are always on your knees. Did your ex cheat on you? It was because you had no boundaries. Does your current partner constantly test you? It's because you don't maintain your frame. Is your love life an emotional roller coaster? It's because you don't have a non-negotiable core. The solution is in front of you. Clear as water, simple as breathing, hard as hell to execute. But that's exactly why few succeed. And that's exactly why those who do succeed stand out so much. Tomorrow when the sun rises, will you wake up the same guy who went to bed today? Or will you wake up committed to your transformation? When she makes the next test, will you give in as always, or will you maintain your retaining wall? When conflict arises between your purpose and the drama of the moment, will you choose what builds you up or what temporarily relieves you? Don't answer me. You don't need to swear anything. You don't need to make promises. Just act silently, consistently, relentlessly. Let your actions speak so loudly that your words become unnecessary. The male habit that terrifies women the most is no mystery. It's simply being a man who cannot be bought, manipulated, or swayed from his path. And when you become that man, you'll understand why they are terrified. Because they have finally found someone they cannot control. And paradoxically, that's exactly what they've always wanted. The choice is yours. The life is yours. The destiny is yours. Stop handing them over on a silver platter to someone who doesn't even know what to do with them. Build your retaining wall. Reclaim your masculine strength. Live your purpose. The clock doesn't stop. Every second of hesitation is another second living as less than you are. No more excuses. No more tomorrow. No more maybe. Now comment on which personal boundary you find most difficult to maintain. Be specific. Be honest. Let other men see that they are not alone in this battle. Because in the end, that's what it's about. Men helping men remember what it means to be a man. Transformation begins with awareness. Awareness requires honesty. Honesty demands courage. Do you have courage? Prove it. Not to me, to yourself. Start now. The retaining wall awaits construction, and your life awaits to be lived on your own terms.